Good morning, children. How are you all? Welcome to today's EVS class. Today we are going to discuss the last part of this lesson, adaptation in plants and animals. I hope by now you are familiar with the term adaptation and you have gone through the previous lessons that were explained and you have read the text also that was sent as PDF file. Now let us see what the contents are for today's lesson. Today we are going to discuss the adaptations of prey and predators, camouflage, mimicry, and finally adaptation takes time. So let us begin with the first topic, which is adaptations of prey. Prey is the animal which is generally eaten by the others. So, prey adaptation is when an organism adapts to survive and to avoid being eaten. Many organisms use this to protect themselves from predators. Anti predator adaptations are mechanisms developed through evolution that assist prey organisms in their constant struggle against predators. In simple terms, we all know that in the forest there are certain animals which depend upon the other animals for their food. They are the carnivorous animals. So, the prey organisms who are generally eaten by these carnivorous animals try to save themselves and so they use these adaptations to avoid being eaten. The examples here are cows, goats, deer, and antelopes. Now, all of them have horns to protect themselves. We all know that. Deer and antelopes also run very fast to escape. The hedgehog and porcupine have quills to protect them. The tortoise has a very hard shell to protect its body. I hope you have seen all of these animals in pictures and you have seen these adaptations that they have. Not only the animals, plants too have defensive features to protect themselves from herbivores because these herbivores like cows, goats, deers, they depend upon the plants for their food as they are all herbivores. So plants also want to protect themselves. Many plants have thorns or spines so that the animals may not easily eat them. Many plants secrete or store chemicals that are poisonous, bad to taste, or cannot be digested. So, these are the plant adaptations to save themselves. What are common prey adaptations for avoiding capture by predators? First of all, excellent vision for spotting predators from far away. Many prey have a wide field of view to see predators approaching from all different directions. High speed for escaping from predators. Prey animals such as deer and antelopes often have a high stamina to keep running for longer than their predators. Camouflage for hiding from predators. For example, the stripes on a zebra break up their outline. Stick insects look like twigs. Some insects look like leaves. Camouflage will be discussed in detail in the lesson. Defense for protection against attack. Examples include armor plating, horns, and tusks. Now we will see adaptations of predators. Predators are those animals which depend upon prey for their food. In order to survive, predators must be able to outsmart their prey and use to take their advantage their keen senses, physical adaptations, as well as various hunting strategies. Because if they do not do this, they will not be able to get food. Predators like tiger and eagle have sharp teeth and claws adapted to tearing meat. Many predators like tiger and cheetah have the ability to run fast to keep up with their prey. The eagle soars very high and has very sharp eyes to spot its prey on the ground. Predators have finely tuned senses of smell, vision, and hearing and tend to be very curious about all of their surroundings. Predators' vision, unlike prey animals whose eyes are placed on the side of their head, predators' eyes are placed towards the front of their head, giving them three-dimensional binocular vision. So you see, nature has given adaptations not only to prey but also to predators, because predators need to eat food and so they need to be smarter than the prey. Now here we see adaptations of predators which are common, which are used by animals for hunting and killing. Excellent vision for spotting prey from far away. Many predators have binocular vision to accurately judge the distance of their prey. High speed for chasing after prey. Predators often stalk their prey using stealth and sometimes camouflage to get as close as possible without being detected. Weapons for killing prey. These are predominantly sharp teeth, claws, and beaks, which enable the predator to hold their prey and tear their flesh. These are very important, children, and you must make both of these tables in your notebooks. Now we discuss in detail what is camouflage. Camouflage is an adaptation in which a species evolves to resemble its background. It is the technique used by many animals of resembling and blending in with their surroundings. It is a kind of coloring, body shape, and or behavior which animals use to confuse, distract, startle, or hide. It is used by both sides in the battle for survival. Prey animals use camouflage to remain undetected by their predators. Predators use camouflage to sneak up unseen by their prey. So you see, children, camouflage is used by prey as well as by the predators. The examples are a zebra's stripes hide it in the tall grass. A chameleon's green color makes it invisible among plants. A tiger's stripes help it to hide it in the grass from the prey. The carpet shark looks like the sea floor on which it rests and catches unsuspecting fish that come too close. I am sure all of you have seen the chameleon, which changes color according to its surrounding. So it uses the technique of camouflage. Now here you can see certain pictures of camouflage. You can see here the leaf insect. This is the butterfly, which resembles the background. And here you can see the frog, which changes color. The cheetah, which hides in the grass. All of these are using camouflage. Now we come to mimicry. Mimicry occurs when one animal displays physical or behavioral traits that copy those of a different species or their surroundings and incur a survival advantage on account of it. That means the animal tries to pose. Mimicry in simple terms means when you are trying to act like someone or somebody. So the animals here also try to copy somebody or a different species or their surroundings. Now let us see the examples. In their fourth and last caterpillar stage, they become greenish yellow. They have two large false eye spots. These spots look like eyes. They help the caterpillar look like a common green snake. Birds stay away from snakes. So due to this mimicry, the caterpillar is saved from the birds. Coral snakes are poisonous. They have colorful bands of black, red, and yellow. The yellow bands are always next to the red ones. King and milk snakes mimic the bright colors of the coral snake. King and milk snakes have bands of red, black, and yellow. The yellow sections have black bands on each side of them, but this coloring fools most predators. They see the colorful bands and leave these harmless snakes alone. So, in this way, this category of snakes tries to pose as the coral snakes, which are poisonous. Here you can see the examples. These are the examples of milk snake and the coral snakes. Here you can see the example of the caterpillar, which looks like a snake in its last stage. And here you can see the example of a butterfly. The non-toxic viceroy butterfly has developed colors and wing patterns that are very similar to those of the monarch butterfly, which is toxic and very nasty to eat. Most birds won't take a chance by taste testing it. So in this way, this butterfly is safe from being eaten. Now, we discuss the last topic. Adaptation takes time. Adaptation takes a very long time. It's part of how animals have evolved and how different species of animals have come to be. So, it does not mean that adaptation in animals and plants has happened overnight or in a short span of time. It has been taken place for a long period of time. Across a broad range of species, the research found that for a major change to persist and for changes to accumulate, it took about 1 million years. Imagine, children, try writing this figure in your notebooks. The plants and animals cannot adapt overnight. So, when humans make vast changes to the environment, it has far reaching effects. So, here, children, we are going to discuss that we as human beings, when we try to interfere with nature, with our environment, it has adverse effects for the animals and the plants because they do not have the ability to adapt so easily to the changes that take place in their habitat. We humans therefore need to carefully plan our actions and treat nature with respect. We must remember that the human race is a part of the ecological system and we cannot manipulate it in any way. The existence of mankind depends upon the existence of nature, and in order to exist, we need to take care of Mother Nature. So, this is all in the lesson, children. Now, your home assignments. Read the PowerPoint presentation carefully as well as the text from the book. Complete the exercises and question answers in book and the notebooks. Please draw all the diagrams that have been sent to you. Learn the lessons completed so far, and for the next turn, be ready with lesson number 3 for revision test. Happy learning, children. Take care. Bye.